What do you think of when I say the word Chianti? For many people, the mere mention of the word evokes images of this watery, vaguely red substance in a weird wicker basket. I'm not naming names, but it became ubiquitous at many a large Italian restaurant chain. Well, if that's your notion of Chianti, then I have something to tell you. You're living in the past, man. Chianti is a wine-producing region in Italy. It's actually right in the middle of Tuscany. It has a very old and storied history, and was reputed for making fine wines for hundreds of years. But alas, back in the 1970s, producers in the region went over to the dark side in search of the almighty lira, pumping out record quantities of cheap, subpar juice for export. This telltale round bottle in a wickered basket is called a fiasco. The word comes from the French term faire fiasco, which means to become a failure. And it's an apt metaphor for the disaster the region brought upon itself, and for the bad rap that it's had to endure these many decades. Thankfully, today that is all behind us. The producers in the Chianti region saw the error of their ways and got together to restore the former glory of this winemaking region. And I am happy to report that they have definitely succeeded. Today's Chiantis are amazing, but old stigmas do die hard, and that's why it remains one of the best values in the wine world. In particular, consider the Chianti Classico, which comes from the oldest, most traditional region right in the center of Chianti, and which producers consider to be the best and truest expression of the Sangiovese grape variety in its native soil. Look for the black rooster on the neck of the bottle. Only wines grown within the Classico boundaries, and whose producers follow a strict litany of rules, are allowed to sport the bird. And these rules are strict indeed. I'll put a link in the description for you wonks out there, but here's one example. Growers in this region are prohibited from watering their plants. Now, I'm not a botanist, but I'm pretty sure plants need water to survive. But in Classico region, they have to rely on Mother Nature alone to irrigate their vines. Anyway, all of these rules ensure the high quality of Chianti Classico wines. It's consistently amazing and always a good value, usually around $20 or less. In fact, I'm such a fan of Chianti Classico that it's basically my house wine. It pairs with just about anything, and it's light enough and refreshing enough to drink on its own, too. This is one of my favorites. It's called Paneretta. For me, it's got just the right balance of earthiness and acidity. And if you like a little more oomph in your wines, try this one. It's called Massanera. They blend in about 20% Merlot to give it a little more body and to smooth it out. Either way, it's time to forget the fiasco and start putting Chianti Classico into your regular rotation. Give it a try and tell us what you think. As usual, you YouTubers, mash that subscribe button. If you're on Facebook, give us a follow on the page. And don't forget to share with your wine-loving friends. Salute!